Hello and welcome to this walkthrough tour of Floral Folds. Now, I'm really excited about this CD. We produced fabulous folds for you, and I know lots and lots of you crafters out there really enjoyed having the sort of pre-formed folds for you to make your cards with. And what we've done with this CD is just taking it a little stage further. We've added extra folds, but it's also a lovely floral CD in its own right. So I'd like to kind of sum this CD up as a lovely mixture of all sorts of things for the card makers and arranged around flowers. That's our main theme, our main topic for the CD-ROM. Now, I've also tried to do things a little bit differently here as well. So let me just talk you through what's on the CD, because I've gone for two styles of flowers on here. I've gone for the what I call very decorative, almost tote art, barge art, lovely bright colours, and then also the soft muted florals as well, which I know you crafters so love working with. So probably the best thing to do now is just run through and show you everything that we've got on the CD, and I can talk through the different styles as we go on. But just before I do that, I'll show you the main page here, and we can see that it's a nice simple point and click to find everything on the CD. And just a couple of points to note: we've got our help menu up here, we've got our updates and downloads over here, and if you click onto that, if there's anything new, you'll find it here, and that applies to all of our CDs now. And then we have the main area here. So on here we've got, as I said, our floral toppers. These are the sort of the lovely bright colours. We've got our floral toppers in stackopage, and then we've got them as backing papers as well, both in full colour and in a light tint. And then we've also got the floral inserts as well. And again, you can use these, they're all text editable to work with the cards that you'll make with the floral toppers. And then we've got our envelopes. And just coming over here to the left, we've got our floral toppers and papers, and I'm just going to click onto this one because this now goes into a whole subsection, and we can see we've got the toppers. In fact, let's just click onto that and show you as we go through. And with our beautiful, beautiful flowers here, and I'll just say click on something at random. And what we'll do is open up a page and show you now the card itself. Now, these toppers work in for an A5 card, an A6 and an A7, and I've also put the text on if you want to have the text in there. Now if you don't, just simply highlight it by dragging the cursor over it, hit your delete key, and then you've just got a beautiful image to work with if you want to on your card. But you can, of course, type a greetings message in here if you want to. And remember, by pressing Control E or Apple E, you can then change the style of the text and font as well if you want to. So that's a nice option for you on the CD there. Clicking return, as we can see, there's 20 of them here, and again I'll just sort of pick one at random. Some are square, some are the landscape, and then obviously portrait format as well. And again, the same holds true for the type. If you want to just select and delete it, I'll just show you here, just selecting it by dragging it across, hitting delete, and I've got a beautiful image for a card which I can work on. Or you could type and use this as a message to put on the card if you so wish to. So we can see it's got a really beautiful range here. Now I've gone for square cards being sort of the theme on this CD, and you can see again and they could be landscape or portrait. Well, square card is the same either way, just depends on how you want to open it. And as I said, our landscape cards here. So those are our floral toppers. The floral papers, as we can see here, and I'll just click onto one. This is your sort of beautiful, sort of ethereal floral papers. Now these work brilliantly with the floral folds, which I've yet to show you. I kind of leaped on ahead here, but you can see that they will work beautifully just to give you a fantastic backdrop, or for any of your card making. I'll just sort of go through some of the samples here. You can see it's just a beautiful soft colour that gives you this lovely image. As I said, these are designed to work with the floral folds for you. No matter which ones you're using, if it's the bright colours, you've still got a beautiful background colour that will work with that. And then we've got our floral papers as well. If I click onto here, and these, you notice the other ones are what we call portrait. These are in landscape mode, just if you want to use them within your card making, even for inserts. You can, these all come as A4 pieces of paper, but you can of course shrink it down on your printer if you so choose. I'll just sort of run through some of the beautiful papers that we've got there. And then we've got floral frames as well, because this CD has been designed to work with your dies. Now, if we went back and look at some of the images, you'll see how you can cut them out of the square shapes. I've designed it to work that way. But for those of you that haven't got your die cutters, or perhaps that's something you're saving up for, maybe birthday or Christmas present, I've pre-done some for you here. And again, these are designed to fit in what I call an A5, A6 and A7 card format. And once again, you can see they come text editable, but remember, if you don't want it, just highlight it and click it off. And then you've got an image here that you could work with. You could either put some embellishments or just leave them as they are. They look very nice as is. And again, these come in what I call sort of, this is the portrait format, so it's longer and thinner. And then I've got square ones. You can see I'm a bit of a fan of square cards. And again, if I click on, we can see that we've just got a basic image sitting within here now for our square cards. And again, following on the format of A5, A6 and A7 cards. So that's what we've got within the floral folds. And as I've sort of dived on in and shown you that, I'm going to just pop over to the actual folds themselves. Now, if you've brought Fabulous Folds, you'll see again, this follows in the same format, but these are all completely new and different from that. So you've got a further 15. And you can see it just gives your card making that little sort of edge, I think, if you want to start off creating something really lovely. Now, you click onto the picture and it's going to be very light on your screen here, but below is the pattern, and we'll simply cut the red lines and score the green and the blue and fold them, mountain and valley folds. All the instructions are on here, and I'll just run you through that in a moment. So you can see it's all the hard work done for you. It's very simple to use and follow. And if I just come back and, well, let's just click on another one at random. You'll see the beauty of this is that you print this on to one side of your paper. Now you could use some of the floral, obviously the floral backing papers on the CD on the other side, or print it onto Miri board. This is the beauty of this. All the design is no measuring, it's simply pop it into your printer and print out the pattern here and cut it. And cut and fold, and you're away with some beautiful cards. And I've used these folds because I think they lend themselves really nicely to the floral theme that we've got running here. So you could put different panels on there and other little embellishments that you wish. I think this actually really does work beautifully with the cards. So that's our floral folds. Now coming back, we've looked at the I said the more subtle flowers. Here I'd like to show you, I've got something a little bit different. I've gone for this technique because I just think it's really nice sometimes to have something a little bit different. We've got our beautiful sort of flowers, as I would call them. Now I've got something which is a little bit brighter, but I think makes for great cards. Something like a thank you, good luck, well done. Really bright, vibrant little cards, large cards with the flowers being our sort of central theme here. And again, I've gone for a square format because it's something I like working with, and I think it works well with the flowers here. They're easy to cut out as well, and I think that's nice as well, because you can also take these cards. If you print it out twice, you could decoupage elements of them if you wish to, or simply just decorate them with embellishments around the corners. Now these again work in our three sizes, A5, A6 and A7 cards. I think it's quite nice sometimes to make little cards. You know, I'm a great fan of thank yous and good luck and things like that, but just a really sort of sweet little card that has a pertinent message with it. So what I'm going to do now, as I said, just click through and show you. You can see the style of this. In a way, it's a very stylized representation of the flowers. It's bright and colourful, and will print beautifully on your mat card as well. Again, just a range of different styles and techniques for you. Now, to make this a little bit more exciting, if you want to, I've done them in stackupage as well. So if I just say click onto one at random here, we can see that the elements are now all broken down. And of course, these come in the three sizes. So we've got the A5 card there. That's an A5 square card. So we fold, just to reiterate, sometimes it gets a little bit confusing. We've got our A4 card, We fold it in half, and then if we square it off, we'll make an A5 card. Or you could just put it on there and put the messages underneath. That's the beauty of the square cards. They'll fit within that remit if you want to as well. Okay, so again, everything's on there, simple to use, just cutting with your ruler or with a guillotine, nice square lines, lovely and simple, but really, really effective to work with. Okay, so let's move on, because the part of this sort of family, as it were, are these papers here. Now, I really love this. What I've tried to do is produce a range of 20 papers here, both in full colour and in tint, for you to work with. And, let's just pick one at random. Let's go for these yellow ones here. The rationale, thinking behind this, is we've got these beautiful backing papers that will work with any floral cards that you're making. And that's the thing to remember. Not only is this a complete CD in its own right, but it's also a resource CD you can use with all your other crafting embellishments and all the other crafting CDs you may have as well. You're not just limited to what we've got here. Now, I've designed these in such a way that they'll work at any angle. So if you want to, you can print it out and it'll work beautifully with all of the folds that we've got as well. And also you can just use it, as I said, as a backing paper if you need to as well. Now, the flowers are quite small. I've gone for a sort of smaller flower, so these will work well with your dies as well if you want to take sections out. I've scaled everything down to work quite well with that as well. It should work quite beautifully with it. So where appropriate, everything's scaled down. Let's have a look at another paper. This sort of totally different contrast here. A pattern paper, but this will work well from any angle. So again, we could work with our folds, which again, they work in a portrait rather than landscape format, which is what we have to remember when working with them. But again, all there for you to work with, and just some beautiful, beautiful backing papers, bright floral papers, which personally I think will work with anything. Although the colours and the style of it is a little bit stylized, I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful backdrop to work with. I'm really, really excited about these ones. I like working with florals and with flowers, so I've tried to give you something again which you can create a really lovely, unique look to. And here I've taken the theme with the butterflies, and we've just got these lovely butterflies scattered around. Again, this paper works any format, landscape or portrait, whichever way you look at it, it looks the right way up. Okay, so just to go back, remember we just click and print. They're very, very simple to use, these CDs. Let's have a look at the backing papers, the floral light ones, because here we've got a lovely complement to your main papers. But what we've also got, something a little bit special here. You'll notice that my cursor is turning from a hand to a beam. So what this means is I can now actually use these as inserts as well, specifically for any of the cards that you want to make. So if I just click onto this side, we've now got landscape, portrait, and just type there. Now that's really small, so I'm going to just type the word type just for a moment, highlight it, Control E here, and up will come a dialog box here, and you can see I can now change the color and the size. Let's just change that to say 48 point, and we can change typeface as well, so we can just pick through anything that you've got on your computer. You've got a whole range. These typefaces will obviously be dependent on what you've got. I'm going for Vivaldi because I really like that. And let's go to 72 point. Just type that in here, type your greeting here. And we can change the color, we can just highlight it, we can center it, range it left or right, and we can change the color as well if you wanted to, let's say, put it into purple. So that gives you the opportunity there to type your greeting there. I'm going to copy this. And you'll notice on this side now, the cursor changes, but it moves this way. So now it'll also work with our portrait cards, or our landscape cards, sorry. Portrait here, landscape here, and obviously we would just then delete that there. Okay, so a really nice little feature here, I'll just delete those, that you'll have on the CD And of course you can use them as backing papers as well. I'll just get that box out of the way. So it'll print with nothing on or work as an insert, so you can mat and layer as well. Okie dokie, and again 20 different ones here, and what you type on one will appear on all of them, so you can type the message once and just look through. You don't have to keep retyping it, and then if you change it, it'll change on all of them as well. And it'll disappear when you close down the cassette. Everything goes back, close down the CD rather, everything will just go back to normal. Now we've also got, if you've got the square cards, I've got you the inserts as well for those, because again, I'm not thrusting square cards upon you, I just love them, and this is something which I thought worked really well with this CD. So you might think, well, I want to make the lovely square cards. Again, you're catered for here. The A5 square and all the other shapes as well will appear as so text editable. So all your bases are covered there, and I hope you agree with me, there's just some beautiful papers on here. We've got our envelopes and templates here. If we just click on envelopes, boxes and bags, so again you can color coordinate and match everything within the CD. And I think this is really exciting to be able to do, especially with these lovely soft florals. You can create beautiful envelopes. And last but not least, I've just given you here some digital ribbon. If you want to put a greetings onto your card, you can. Now this will work for all of the sizes. I've made the ribbons fairly thick, but you can just crop them down, so there's no worries there. You just make the type that you want to. Remember, we just highlight it, Control E, and then you can over type and put your greetings message here. You can change the color and the size of the type, and if you want to, you can just cut the ribbon down and just create a box for this to sit on, and then even mat and layering if you want to with a bit of mirror board, and that will just give you a beautiful greetings message that you can actually customize towards the card that you're making. And they're fairly basic. The colors here will just sort of mix and match with everything. I've gone for a good sort of general color range for you to work with. And there we go, it's just about everything there. Last but not least, back to the floral folds. As I said, 15 lovely designs here to work with. All the hard work's done for you, and if we just click on to making the cards tutorial, I've given you a blow-by-blow account photographically how to make them, so you can just see how it's all done. It's on 3 parts. It's very simple to work with, all a sort of photographic reference for you. And there we go, that's the Floral Folds. I'm really excited with this CD. I've tried to do something a little bit different, but also create something which I think will have a timeless beauty and elegance to it as well. So you have a whole range of different styles to work with here. So sort of beautiful, soft, ethereal flowers, and something a little bit sort of more stylized as well. So we've got the best of both worlds, and we can mix and match and bring them together, and obviously then combine them with our floral folds here. And of course you could use the fabulous Fold CD template as well to work with. And not forgetting that we can work with our dies as well. If you're into your dies and you're cutting dies, you can simply use the images and cut them out with that in the backing papers as well. So all in all, I hope it's a CD that you're going to love working with. I've enjoyed making this, and I've had very much in mind how you as card makers will work. I know we're all individual and different, but I truly feel that you're going to find something that you really love on this CD, and I hope that you enjoy crafting with it as much as I do. Thank you for watching.